Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cordant and we are going to continue our playthrough of Pillars of Eternity with the Triple Crown difficulty settings. So, in the last episode we were exploring Heritage Hill. We pretty much cleared all of the outside. I still haven't gone to this corner and we have not checked out the houses that you can go into. In the process, we also leveled up. All of these four nincompoops are also very close to leveling up, but I was unable to level them up in the last episode. So, in between episodes, I was looking at the level ups for Eder and myself. So, we can go through them quickly now. For Eder, it's going to be very simple. I'm going to be putting 2 points in survival. This will increase my rank up to 7, which means that we are going to get all of the benefits listed here, and then it goes around. So at this point, I have all these benefits, but damage reduction is going to give me the benefit twice. So instead of having an extra point of damage reduction right here, I'm gonna get 2 points of damage reduction here. My next points are probably going to be either more survival to get received healing multiplier, or even maybe accuracy bonus versus creature type, because both of these can be very useful. Or I'm simply going to start putting some more points into athletics. Since there are some occasions in the game where the game actually checks your athletics, it can come in handy. For now, survival at 7, very comfortable. Next up, abilities. I will be going through these and I will be explaining why I'm choosing my choice. And the two serious considerations here are the vigorous defense as well as clear out. So I'm gonna leave these ones for last. Starting over here with Armored Grace, this simply gives you a minus 20% armor speed penalty. It doesn't really matter for the tank. All of these weapon specializations are going to give you a bonus to damage on certain weapon sets. Again, I'm not very concerned about my tank's damage, I just want to keep him alive. So we're going to skip all of these. Unbending. This is an ability that you only have 3 per rest, so you cannot spam them. You only have 3 and then you have to rest to recuperate them. The fighter draws strength from his or her own indomitable spirit, causing them to regenerate 50% of endurance lost from an attack. What this effectively means is 50% of damage taken is converted to healing over time for 16.5 seconds. This is not a bad ability, although it's something that I really never take. Because if I want to heal my character, I have my priest. The fighter by itself already regenerates. And also the athletics mechanism, the second wind I think that's called, also gives us a nice boost to endurance. I don't really feel like I need any more of this. And I just noticed I forgot to swap the hat. This is actually Durance's hat. I have to trade them. So yeah, I won't be taking Unbending. As for Confident Aim, again, this is a useful ability. I simply will not be taking it because there's a lot of other more relevant abilities. This one is a passive. Steadies the fighter's arm, causing a percentage of their grazes to be converted to hits and increasing the minimum damage for melee weapons. The minimum damage, just like the reasoning over here, we're going to ignore. I don't need more damage on my tank. However, converting 20% of our grazes into hits is actually a nice bonus. Because even though the damage might not matter all that much, stuff like knockdown and other abilities that can disable opponents, it's very important that they actually land. If you graze on a knockdown, the duration is going to be reduced by 50%. So you actually really want it to hit or crit, especially. So useful, won't be taking it because there are better choices. Discipline Barrage, 1 per encounter. Again, very cool choice. 20 accuracy for 16.5 seconds. This is a very nice boost. This would help us land our knockdowns, land our other disables. Very nice. But again, gets outclassed by other choices. Guardian Stance, we've talked about this before. This would cause me to disable my Defender Stance, so I will not be taking this. Overbearing Guard, this one I actually like a lot. The fighter's disengagement attacks have increased accuracy, damage, and will knock enemies prone. So why is this so cool to me? Because right now, if an enemy is fighting Eder, or is engaged with it there, and decides to abandon it there to go and fight my backline, the worst thing that happens to him is Eder turns over, smacks him with his flail, and that's it. And Eder, not having a lot of points into damage, is not really gonna punish him all that much for leaving his engagement. However, if when you hit on the disengagement attack you also knock him prone, now that's a good ability. Because right now they take a little bit of damage and they go and maul your backline, which sucks. This would be a very, very nice boost. And if I can, I will take this later on. Fearless. The fighter is immune to the frightened and terrified afflictions. This is very nice. It's a passive, but I have priest abilities for this. I have chanter abilities for this. I don't really think I need this passive ability on Eder. So now for the really important ones. I really like Clear Out. This one sweeps the fighter's melee weapon in a large arc, knocking enemies prone and causing crush damage. 2 per rest, so limited ability. It hits in a 2.8 meter range on a 135 degree cone. So it actually hits a fair amount of whatever is in front of it there. And this will deal 35 to 47 crushing damage, which is not actually that bad. It will push enemies away, and it will knock them prone for 5.5 seconds. This can be very handy, because Eder, being our frontliner, our main tank, is always going to be getting the brunt of the damage from the enemies. All of the enemies are going to swarm him before they go to my other party, my party members. Being able to, in a large group of enemies, just damage them all in a single swing, knocking them prone, is a very nice boost. It will give us time for my backline to prepare, either by buffing themselves, landing disables on the AoE where the people got knocked down. It's a very, very cool ability. But I won't be taking this one yet. I will be taking Vigorous Defense. The fighter becomes fiercely determined to deflect all incoming blows, dramatically increasing all defenses for a short time. It's 1 per encounter, very important, it's instant, and it will give it there plus 20 to all defenses for 16.5 seconds. This is a massive boost. Deflection, Fortitude, Reflex and Will on an instant skill that you can use every single encounter. To me, this is amazing, especially playing on the difficulty settings that we have. Starting a fight, and when the enemy starts swarming you, turning this on will make it there a lot more sturdy. If you are fighting a particularly tough opponent, or if you are expecting like a very damaging spell to come in the direction of Eder, turning this on will also be a massive boost. So since this one I can quote-unquote spam every encounter, and it's very, very handy, it's gonna be the choice I'm gonna take here. So, very simple, survival plus 2, vigorous defense. Done. As for my rogue, I'm also gonna start dumping some points in survival, because I want to reach this bonus damage versus flanked enemies. And I will leave these 4 here, so that I can level this up in my next level up, instead of just putting them in stealth right now. As for the abilities, there's some cool stuff. I'm gonna start by talking about the ones that we cannot take. Reckless Assault, we've discussed before, this only affects melee weapons, so we cannot take it. Riposte, only active with melee weapons equipped, same thing. And Persistent Distraction. Whenever the rogue is contributing to the flanked affliction on a target, the victim is also distracted. This, in my opinion, is an excellent skill to have. The Distracted debuff is going to lower all of the target's defenses by 6 and also the number of engagement targets by 1. This is very good. However, you cannot contribute to the flanked status with a ranged weapon. Or at least I don't think so. If this is a mistake, I'll check it out later and I'll edit the video. But I don't believe it works. As for the abilities that we can actually take, we have Crippling Strike. This is one of the first ones. This is quite handy because you have 2 per encounter, and it's a way you have to enable sneak attacks on your opponents. Because every time you hit with the Crippling Strike, the target will be hobbled, and by being hobbled, they are susceptible to sneak attacks. Very, very handy ability. This is actually one of my considerations for right now. The second one is Escape. Allows the rogue to break engagement and expertly avoid the next attack, diving out of range to a specific location and granting a temporary defense bonus. So, this is 1 per encounter, which is cool. It will give us some deflection and reflex for 12.5 seconds, which is also cool. And it will blink us away from danger. This is the most important part. Since we are a glass cannon build, and we've seen this before on other episodes, if I get focused or if I get a couple of spells thrown at me, the rogue is gonna die. Being able to blink away from enemies charging at me is a very, very handy ability. This is actually my main consideration for right now. Finishing Blow, also very cool. The rogue looks to finish off an injured opponent with a precise, deadly strike that increases in damage the less endurance the target has, and you have 2 per rest. So again, very limited, very damaging ability. The lower the HP of your enemy is, the harder this will hit. Now, since playing in this difficulty, and we've seen this, and you guys have noticed it already as well, the main problem with enemy encounters is the number of enemies. So far, it hasn't really been that one particular single opponent that's very, very tough. No, that's not the case. And since that's not the case, I don't really feel the need to take a high burst of damage. I can simply take other things, and later on in the game, if we start facing some more potent enemies or boss type enemies, then this will look a bit more appealing. Adept Evasion, very cool ability as well. The rogue becomes especially skillful at dodging attacks, converting many reflex hits to grazes. It's a passive, and 75% of incoming grazes are converted to misses, reflex only, and 50% of incoming hits converted to grazes, again reflex only. So this is handy, well, like it says right here, to kind of escape reflex-based attacks made against you. So something like a Slicken, I think, would target the reflex defense. This would make you either completely avoid it or simply taking a graze. It's cool, not sure if it's something that I'm really in need of. And finally, we have Coordinated Positioning. A very fun ability, this one. In one quick move, the rogue instantly switches positions with one nearby target, cancelling engagement if in effect. Automatic when targeting an ally, otherwise must hit versus an enemy's reflex. You have 2 per encounter. What this means is, if for some reason an enemy is charging at my rogue, or is engaging my rogue, I can quite simply use Coordinated Positioning on a different character, for example Kana, because Kana, being my off tank, many times he's not even tanking, he's just like in the middle of us shooting his gun. I can swap with Kana and make Kana tank the enemy that came for me instead of me taking the damage by myself. Very handy. I think I prefer Escape all in all. So for now, my 2 main considerations were going to be Crippling Strike and Escape, but since I am playing with the Grieving Mother and I have Phantom Foes, I actually have a very good way of getting all of my enemies flanked and susceptible to sneak attacks, so I think I prefer to have the escape mechanism to not get myself killed. And that's it. So, lengthy explanation, but this is the reason why I'm making these choices. And right now, we are gonna go into this place. It looks like someone smashed the family crest of this mausoleum with a hammer. The inscription beneath it is illegible. This is a very dangerous area. I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. Let's see how we handle this. So, why is this a dangerous area? Because of this thing right here and these friends over here. This one being the most problematic one. I'm actually gonna put my people in tanking readiness in case this goes sour. And I'm gonna put Eder on one side, Kana on the other side. And we're gonna see how the fight plays out to decide positioning. But my goal here is gonna be to deal with this thing over here before I deal with these.
Following your lead.
Leyra. A woman turns when you enter. Her wide, pale eyes shine like lamps in the darkness of the tomb. 4 crucible knights hover nearby, their glazed expressions fixed on her. Reinforcements at last. I hope you've come armed, because we've got to get out of here. Oh, I'm reading this in her voice? Huh. Something about her seems hazy and insubstantial, even in the darkness of the tomb. Yeah, this is her speaking, not them. Who are you? A commander of the Crucible Knights. I lead the militia stationed around Heritage Hill. Securing this district became my responsibility when this, whatever it is, happened. Well, I hate to be the one telling you this, but you're already dead. Her eyes grow cold and hard. You'd better explain yourself, and quickly. You're a ghost, and you've been luring Crucible Knights to their deaths. She freezes in place, hovering in the air. No, that's impossible. It's only been... I can't be... The other side of the tomb is visible through her gaping mouth. She looks at her hands, seemingly for the first time, turning them in front of her. As her eyes and her mouth widen in horror, she turns to you. What have you done to me? Her expression hardens, and the Crucible Knights behind her stir. Novitiates? Attack! Okay. So, this lady over here, this spirit, is more like a Banshee. So, she is very dangerous because I believe what she's doing right now is blinking towards someone, and this someone, as we can see when we mouse over her, you are gonna see this circle kind of shine or pulse. This means that this is her target. She's gonna blink over here, and if she screams, in an AoE, everybody's gonna get paralyzed. Which, as you can imagine, is not really ideal. In any case, I'm going to try and take it there into the front here. These are actually two priests, Halt and Smite. Divine Mark, sorry. And Halt, yes. So he's gonna try to get it there stuck. Let's see if we can avoid that by using our Vigorous Defense. Kana is gonna go over here to try and tank these two. And I will attempt to bring my characters back to avoid their scream. No, beat on this one. You go for that one. Okay, yeah, so she went for it there, as we had predicted. This guy, what a bitch, he's actually coming for me, which sucks. So I will attempt to paralyze him. And I'm gonna start dealing damage on the Banshee. I seriously doubt I can knock her down, but I will attempt it regardless. As for my friend over here, I'm gonna start, I believe, with an Eldritch Aim. I am gonna toss out a Painful Interdiction, and everything else is sorted. Okay, so she's taking damage, she's blinded, weakened, dazed, and has deep wounds. We are going to continue shooting her. He now has his Eldritch Aim. And I'm actually thinking of maybe trying to paralyze her, if it's possible. Can I see this over here? So, Bestiary really is your friend. She is a spirit, so she would fall under the category of maybe a shadow? They are not immune to paralyzation. This guy got paralyzed, which is wonderful, so he's no longer coming after me. You can actually blast him. Let's try to paralyze her and see if it works. Okay, so Durance is free. I am gonna give all of my party here a bonus to our damage. I'm just checking if I have something... Yeah, you know what? I'm actually gonna use this to see if we can avoid her scream when it comes. Okay, so she is fine. Let's swap to Leyra. Oh, lovely. 10-second paralyzation. Oh, baby. We are going to hit her with culture. You are still shooting her. You are actually gonna toss out Phantom Foes on her. And I believe we're fine other than this. Yeah, nice defensive position. Nice, nice, nice. Let's try and hit her with the Divine Mark as well. Okay. Phantom Foes does not seem to have hit on her. It only hit this guy. Okay. Okay. Well, I gotta say, this fight went a lot smoother than it usually goes. The fact that we were able to paralyze her right at the start, amazing. And just look at Idair's defenses. These guys aren't even touching him, which is very, very amazing. I'm gonna give us all a boost to accuracy and just fight normally. I'm gonna get a Phantom to help out Mr. Kana here, but we are perfectly fine. Go for him, go for him, go for him. Dead. Flanked and stunned, perfect. Nice. Okay, and I'm actually gonna show off the... well, first I'm gonna paralyze this guy, but I want to show off the escape. So I'm right here, and if I use the escape, I can do something like this. It does take a while though. And you just blink away, which I like a lot. Hehe. But yeah, do trust me. If you come to this fight in Path of the Damned, be very wary of the Banshee. It does not usually go how it just did. Okay, let me see. Mr. Duran's leveled up. We have a trap. Okay, I kind of expected this. Oh, lovely! The Disarm actually leveled up 3 of my characters. Only Kana now is missing. Come on, dude, you're so close. Okay, in any case, let's see. We have another thingy over here with a potion of minor endurance. But that's pretty much all. Okay, so what do we have in here? We have a greatsword and a plate armor. Nothing very special. And this, let me see if I can find it here. No, no, no. What is this? Oh, it's a task. The missing sentries, right. Wyla, a justiciar in the Crucible Knights, has had several of her novitiates standing guard outside Heritage Hill go missing under mysterious circumstances, which were these 4 right here. I have dealt with... actually, let me see if I can find here. Okay, no. I've dealt with Leyra and she will no longer trouble the Crucible Knights, or anyone else in Heritage Hill. I should go to Crucible Keep in First Fires and tell Willow what happened. So this is actually where you complete this quest. Before we go there, however, I want to explore the rest of the places in Heritage Hill.
Of course.
There's at least one, I believe, that is gonna give me like a quest. But that quest I will not be doing just yet. Ooh. Alright, okay.
Keeping an eye out.
Let's explore this one first. I also have my coffee. Let me just sip it. Wonderful. Coffee and classic RPGs is one of my favorite combos. Or tea. Or a cappuccino. Or many other things. Let's get some ale, which is always useful. We cannot go up, apparently. Broken chairs, upended tables, and shattered vases block the stairs. Splintered planks shift precariously. Okay, so no going up through here. We do have a way to go through here. Woo! Lord Valtas, Lady Valtas, Emilo Valtas. Choke point. And let's send Edair to talk to these people. and see what they have to say.
Yes.
Hello.
All right then.
Saeda, let us in. It's safe. Come out now. Open the door, Saeda. The female Dargul sniffs the air and whirls around, hissing, Survivor. Ooh. We got a new task, Safe Haven, and 3 angry people. I stumbled upon a bizarre scene in Heritage Hill Manor. 3 Darguls were crowded around the door, calling for someone named Saeda. I came across a group of, in a manner, pounding on a closed door and yelling for someone named Saeda. Okay. So, I don't think they are very dangerous, but I'm gonna... Oh, they have friends, I see. Hello, friends. Okay. We have a choke point, so this is free. Just the number, the damage amounts, just... They make me laugh. Okay, so... Painful interdiction. We're gonna get phantom foes in this area. And that's kind of it.
For you.
I'm gonna use my vigorous defense because why not? It's free for me to use. I'm gonna give everybody some accuracy and damage these vessels. Wonderful. And now we can just start shooting. Why are you stopped? Don't stop. Toss out this thing. And you can hit with librarian powers. Okay. Ooh, 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 ooh. They all got knocked down by the grieving mother. Awesome. Okay, you hit there, you hit there, you shoot there, and you can come over here. And once they start coming up, I'm gonna paralyze them all. Like right now. Pew! Everybody got paralyzed for 10 seconds. Look at the amount of debuffs this guy has on. I love it. I love it a lot. Poke him with your pokey stick. Yes.
How much for you?
Let's... Another phantom foes over here. Lovely. Oh, you can't reach. You should be able to. Ah, there we go.
So much for you.
We are only missing Lady Valtes as our named opponent. Let's actually just blind her. 100 damage.
The sharpest.
Hello, Dargul. Goodbye, Dargul. We can also see just the effectiveness of the Borisane. The bow on my rogue is constantly stunning people left and right.
Oh, all right
It's
then.
really, really good. Okay, so they were pounding on this door, and I can lockpick it, but I prefer to explore the rest of the area first.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, Kana.
Hey.
Follow me
Turn
only.
this off and... Okay. Ooh. Valus Banner Key. Okay, so we don't... I don't remember.
Yes.
Does lockpicking give me experience?
There's a
Because if
pick,
it
there's
does, I
a way.
prefer it to using the key.
It's finished.
It does, so... Thank you, but no thank you with the key.
Where there's a pick, there's a finished.
Yes.
Hey.
Major regeneration. Nice potion. I'm gonna leave the key for now.
All right then.
Because I want to lockpick as much as possible. We're gonna go over here. Ooh! Nearly said a bad word. But I didn't.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. This, again, more than fine. Choke point. I'm a happy man, I'm a happy man. Oops, not this one. Phantom foes! Reading power. Painful interdiction. Holy thingy. And that's all. Oh, that's not good. 6 seconds paralyzed. Now, you see, this is one of the things that I should have done. Knowing that they paralyzed, I should have started the fight with a vigorous defense. I didn't, I got paralyzed. Okay, you can just shoot. You shoot this one. And I think I've mentioned this before, but if you see me using Aloth to target like the middle character instead of the closest one or the weakest one, is because of this ability right here. Blast. So generates a blast on the target when using wand, rod or scepter, doing a modest amount of damage to all enemies in a small area around the target. So this is why I do it. So if I hit this guy, I'm gonna hit everybody around it. Let's knock people down. Wonderful.
So much for you.
How much damage reduction do they have? 6. I'm actually gonna lower their damage reduction instead of just trying to paralyze them. Okay, so aim over here.
So much for
Dead. Shoot this guy. Okay, both of them are reduced. So we are gonna hit harder. Come on. Yeah, just look at it there. It there really is a mega tank. Obviously, you can create a better tank than it there in several ways if you create a custom character. But really, there's really no need. He's just an awesome tank as is. Oh, interesting. Potion of Infused Vital Essence, plus 50 max endurance, plus 50 max health for 45 seconds. If you take it. And what else do we have? True Stories from the Living Lands. Okay, I'm gonna read this because this might give me some information about the races. Only the hardiest of explorers would dare take the long, dangerous trek to the Living Lands. While there is no denying its beauty, the diversity of plant life alone is an herbologist's dream. The inherent risk is... oh god. The inherent risk in blithely trekking through these pristine hills is more than most should undertake. Let me take a moment to tell you about the land itself. Rolling hills, greenery and sun. The whole area feels like a succession of hills and valleys, each with its own ecosystem. While that declaration is a tad extreme, it can almost be said to be true. The combination of sun, geographical location, proximity to fresh water, valley depth, and the existence of hot springs have given the Living Lands a wide breadth of flora and fauna. Walk down a hillside into a valley and you will find lush, verdant hills. Climb the next rise and you might see nothing but rock and boiling mineral springs. And the creatures! In my travels I've seen it all, and this place never ceases to amaze me. Trolls. I will never forget my encounter with the trolls of the Living Lands. I had just narrowly avoided being consumed by a giant plant, more on that later, and was running as fast as I could to get away from it. I broke the crest of the hill and the valley below was wide, green, wet, and covered with low, thick branched trees. Vines grew everywhere. Between the trees, across the tops of them, down to the ground, it is a mess of vine and green. Okay, sorry, I'm reading this wrong. Between the trees across the tops of them, down to the ground, it is a mess of vine and green. Moving on. Cautiously, I worked my way down toward the basin, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious. And it's a good thing I did so. I noticed not all the trees appeared to be trees. I froze, dropping to the ground in an effort to minimize my appearance. One of the trees moved, lumbering slowly away from the cluster. It's then that I realized it was a troll, stepping out from among the group of trees it had been resting against. With a few more steps, I would have walked right into their home. The camouflage these trolls exhibited far exceed any I had ever seen before. I hope to return again in the future and observe them more. Insects. This is a lot of text. While I have never seen them, you've never seen insects? Okay. I have read reports of giant insects in the living lands. Centipedes, flies, mosquitoes and hornets, all 10 times the size you would see them elsewhere. Imagine making camp. You've just gotten everything set up. There's a nice fire going next to your shelter. Something is gently simmering in the cooking pot. You sit down, finally feeling like you can relax after a trying day. You feel a tickling at your feet. Insistent and prolonged. God. Reaching down to brush whatever it is away, your hand comes in contact with something hard, long, and flexible, winding its way around your boot. You look down to see a centipede that's the size of your arm casually making its way over your feet, toward the far side of your camp. No. You would get out of that camp, wouldn't you? That's exactly what my friend did when he realized he had started his fire over a centipede nest. That's unfortunate. Plants. And lest we forget, do not let your guard down around the plants. I had discovered a wonderful collection of giant flowers. They were bright pink and grew in a circle around the central stalk. What an aroma! I lack the words to describe how delectable it was. Sweet, fruity, and light with just a hint of something tangy. Looking closer, I saw some berries growing on the stalk in the center of the flowers. Well, I just had to have them. So I started pushing my way through the flowers. Then the vines growing around the base of the plant began to twitch, and the blooms turned towards me. It was at that moment I saw the blooms weren't actually flowers, but hinged jaws. It was at that moment I knew. Or he knew. I had been fooled by its camouflage. I quickly retreated, pushing my way back out, just in time. The bloom slammed shut. If I had still been standing there, trying in vain to reach the berries, I wouldn't be writing this book today. Okay, quite interesting. I like reading this. Lord Valtus's will. So this is from the guy we killed, or the ghoul we killed. A last will and testament has been carefully drawn up on a stained piece of sackcloth. It lists Lord Valtus's various titles and holdings, ending with the following. Should no member of my family survive, it is my wish that my wealth and property be dispensed to the Crucible Knights. Let my wife and children and me be buried with my forebears in the Valtus family tomb, at the right hand of Duke Hadret. Signed, Valerio Valtus, 5th Lord of House Valtus. Yeah, he died. What else do we have? Oh, this is just the other room. Okay. So the only thing we have left is actually the door where the ghouls were pounding on. I'm guessing this should be safe. There's a corpse over here. There's nobody over here? I was expecting the person. When one light shines from behind the map, there's a ragged hole to the outside, as if someone dug through. Okay, strange. I honestly, I thought there was someone over here. Shh. Is this trapped? No.
Oh, yes.
We have a kitty. Kitty? We already have one, but this is another one.
A blade in the dark.
Valtus Groundskeeper letter. This is a note addressed to the household staff. Please see to it that the family mausoleum is swept and the marble polished. The key is hanging, as always, in the kitchen by the oven. Wait, what? Please see to it that the mausoleum. Okay. So, there's a key in the kitchen?
Hey.
But the kitchen is over there. Okay, I want to pick up this key now, in case it's relevant for some other area, although I doubt it. This is the manor key, not the mausoleum key. Ah, we have to click on it. This seems to be the hook mentioned in the letter, but the mausoleum key is missing. Okay, so we gained experience and our journal has been updated. So I'm curious. The clues I found in the Valtus Manor suggest that Saeda escaped the house and fled to the family mausoleum. Ah, okay, so that's what happened. Okay.
All right.
I thought I remembered her being here. I guess not. And the family mausoleum is to the east, correct? I think that's what was said there. It's not this one, right? No. It's not this one either, right? Because this is where the Banshee was. Yeah, okay, so not this one. I got it. It's the place that said it could not be lockpicked. It required the proper key. Yeah, it's over here. Yes, Valtus. Okay. Okay. So, I will say, child, you were smart to run over here, but why didn't you lock the door? That's my only question. Why did you not lock the door? A little girl cowers in the back of the room. Her face is streaked with dirt, and even in the shadows you can tell she's far too thin. She watches you, holding her breath. It's alright, you're safe. She inches into the candlelight. Her clothes are little more than filthy rags now, but ripped and stained fabric looks like embroidered silk. You have to be quiet. Noise brings the hungry people. The grieving mother holds her hands over her heart, and you hear the ringing of chimes. Such bravery from one so young, but I sense fear, despair, beginning to fill her mind. My name is Saeda. Are you hiding from them too? She watches the door of the vault, her eyes wide and careful. Should I go for this right now? No. Tell me what happened to you. Her eyes take on a distant look, her legs start to tremble. You're frightened, and you've been stuck here for too long. But try to remember what happened before. She takes a deep breath and stares at the stone floor. There was a big noise and light in the sky. Everyone thought it was a storm, but then people started waking up. After they died, I mean. She twists her shredded sleeve into knots. Mother and father and Emilio boarded up the door, but the hungry people found our house. Her fidgeting becomes more agitated. They fought, but the hungry people always get up again. They broke through the door and mother told me to hide. And then I came here to hide. But the door got stuck and I didn't know when it would be safe outside. This is another thing. I wish that NPCs did not have their names visible until you actually learn what their names are. You're Saeda, I came across some dargles in the house. The girl's eyes widen. You saw mother and father? And Emilio? How did you get away? I killed them, I had no choice. They never saw me, I was very quiet. I don't want to be deceitful. I don't think ignoring the problem is going to be the solution here. I think I'd rather just tell her. Those aren't your parents anymore. She picks at a thumbnail, watching you. She nods slowly. You need to get out of here. Is it safe? Are the hungry people out there? It's still dangerous, but the path to the main gate should be clear. Run for it. Dude, escort the girl out. This must be the first time in a video game where I'm actually advocating to escort the NPC. I won't let anything catch me, I promise. And good luck, lady. Task completed. Safe haven. I stumbled upon... okay. I sent Saeda out of the district. She couldn't stay in the tomb much longer and the way back was clear. Just imagine if it said over here something like, she was mauled along the way. Ah, poor child. Ooh. Ring finger added. The quest expires in 3 days. Oh, it's one of the things I can assign people to it. Experience, a ring, treasure. Sure. Go, Sagani. Okay.
Hey.
Let's explore this. So, check for traps. There you go. Money. Mo money. These vaults are sealed shut and sticky with cobwebs. Nestled among the candles are the odds and ends of a patchwork family memorial. Valian lushes, a cameo etching of a woman in finery, and a turquoise necklace. Okay, let's disarm this.
It's finished.
Thank you. Oh, oh, this is very good. I didn't remember it was here. You take it. Or actually, no, I want Kana to take it. This is a summon, much like this one. Although, this one summons 3 tiny wood beetles, and this one summons a large adder beetle, which is quite good. Okay, so I like putting my summons on the characters that don't really have that many actions. Honestly, at this point, it really shouldn't be on the Grieving Mother, but I think it's fine anyway. Okay, so we have 2 summons now, which is awesome. And I think we've cleared pretty much all of Heritage Hill, with the exception of the southwestern corner. But like I said before, that one is for later. So we're gonna go over here. Oh, no. Sorry, I forgot. There's still one more house, which is Akantha's house. We are gonna go here first. Nearly forgot. I'm going a little bit overconfident here, but I think it's safe. Yeah, okay. So we have Akantha.
Well?
A woman bends over a roaring fireplace, feeding a splintered chair leg into it. As you get closer, you notice something unnatural about her. A certain pallor to her skin, a lack of movement beneath her flesh, even while her arms execute deft, efficient movements. And then you see the puckered flesh, ragged and bloodless over her heart. This one's mind is full of hunger and violence, and yet there is a deeper thirst, one not satisfied by blood.
It's rude to stare, you know. Don't worry. I've no mind to start anything with you. After all, I've stayed in such good shape by choosing my meals carefully.
She's actually voiced. Nice. She laughs to herself. It says I'm looking for Akantha, but I honestly don't remember why. Why do my characters know her? I've forgotten. God damn it. Who are you?
A survivor, by the grace of my own careful preparations. When I heard the claws scrabbling at the door outside, I took care of matters myself. And since then, I've been careful to keep myself fresh and fed.
This is really ominous, right? The way she's referencing feeding and Do you know what happened here?
An incredible act of animancy, of a magnitude this part of the world likely hasn't seen since Engwithan times. Someone found something very powerful and ancient, and I'd bet my own preserved life it wasn't Aldhelm or his lovely assistant.
Okay. This gives me time to drink coffee, which is good. Tell me what you know about this Aldhelm. Aldhelm, sorry. Ah, no more voice. His name barely merits repeating. He's a charlatan who likes to dig up pretty artifacts and call himself a scholar. The pity with animancy these days is that just about anyone can claim to be an expert. Well, I still don't understand why this district is full of walking corpses. She spins from the fire to face you. Because someone found a way to tether their soul to their bodies, don't you see? She taps her skull with an impatient finger. So when the heart stops beating, when the blood stops flowing, their bodies still animate. And with a newfound hunger. She turns back to the fire. Those that can feed it with living flesh and essence stay strong and sharp. Those who can't degenerate quickly. I see. She smirks. I truly doubt that. You know what? I'm not gonna pick this option right now because I want to try and understand why my characters know this name. It's time for me to get going. Okay, we can simply leave here. Oh, I can pick this up. Shrooms! Okay, so why do I know an Akantha? It's not from this one. It's also not from this one. Eder, Durance, Kanarua. Kednua, Sagani, from the village, the grieving mother. This is not here. Ondra's gift, Ondra's gift. Why the hell am I looking for her? Okay, so since I don't wanna initiate a quest over here with some broken understanding of what's going on, I want to show the quest properly. I think this is actually a good place for me to end the episode. I'm going to investigate on this, try to understand where and how I learned about this person's name, and then we're gonna start the next episode by talking to her and investigating precisely that. So stay tuned. I'm also gonna look at the level ups as usual in between episodes, and then start with the level ups in the next one. As always, guys, thank you so much for being here with me watching some Pillars of Eternity. I truly hope you guys are enjoying the journey. I very much am. If you have any questions or suggestions, you know what to do, leave a comment below. If you like the content, consider subscribing. Videos are coming out every day, and it's also a free and easy way to support the channel. And I hope to see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, everyone.